Let's get to the point, your monthly market report from the Reno Sparks Association of Realtors. I'm Angelica Reyes, your 2019 president. This month's market report is brought to you by Capital Glass. Whether you're looking to remodel, replace, increase energy efficiency, or reduce noise, let the team at Capital Glass help. Visit their website at capitalglassonline.com. Now let's take a look at the local real estate market. Let's get to the point. The 2019 May median price is up 4% from April, ending at $390,000, and up 4% from May 2018. May unit sales climbed to 22.6% from April 2019 at 651 units. That's an increase of 13.2% from May 2018. May new listings increased again with another 10.6% from April and up 14.4% from May 2018, highlighting 3 months of increase in new listings. We saw the month supply dip again, ending at 1.8 months supply of inventory. Offers continue to move quickly with only 37 days to contract compared to last month's 45 days. Now it's time for the Monthly Economic Minute with Elloit Eisenberg. Elliot is a nationally acclaimed economist and the author of the blog Econ 70. Elliot, we're hearing a lot of business news about the yield curve and its impact on the economy. What is the yield curve, and should we be keeping an eye on it?
That yield curve question is outstanding, and let me explain what's going on. Normally, the yield curve looks like this. The more years you borrow, the more you pay. Very simple. But usually when the yield curve inverts, what happens is the short end of the yield curve rises above the long end. It goes like that. And that's because the central bank sees inflation taking off late in the business cycle. They want to quash the inflation, cool the economy. They raise rates too much, they drive us into recession. Along the way, they invert the yield curve. What's happening now is different. In this case, the yield curve is inverting because the long end of the yield curve is coming down below the short end of the yield curve. And that's occurring because expectations of future growth are declining because Europe's not doing so well, fiscal stimulus is going away, trade wars, and so on. But the solution when this happens is to just lower this. And the Fed can do that because the Fed funds is at 2.5. They can lower it to 2 or 2.25. So while I'm concerned about the yield curve inversion, I'm not as concerned as in the past.
Thank you, Elliot. We will continue to keep an eye on the yield curve as we continue through 2019. Our Closer Look segment this month is sponsored by Prime Lending. When you or your clients are ready to buy, refinance, or renovate, Prime Lending is the proven lender you can trust to help you achieve your homeownership goals. Let Prime Lending guide you through every step of the way to your perfect home loan. Visit primelending.com today. Please welcome Erika Lamb, our 2019 Reno Sparks Association of Realtors President-elect, to provide us a closer look on regulatory issues impacting our industry. Erika, can you share with us some of what you learned in Washington, D.C. last month?
Thank you, Angelica. Last month, the RSAR leadership team traveled to Washington, D.C. to meet with our state representatives regarding state-specific housing issues, as well as housing issues across the country. During our time there, we had the opportunity to hear from HUD Acting Deputy Secretary and Federal Housing Commissioner Brian Montgomery on housing affordability. Montgomery acknowledged large constraints on the housing market by regulations have exacerbated the shortage for hardworking families who are employed and willing to buy but continue to be priced out. Montgomery went on to state that in today's economy, we have job growth, low unemployment, and wage gains that have provided an additional shot in the arm. Montgomery pointed out that overregulation and misguided zoning laws have helped contribute to the housing affordability and accessibility issues facing many U.S. markets. The combination of regulatory overreach and an aging housing stock has meant not enough affordable units are left or worse, being built. He went on to say, zoning, environmental, and sometimes labor restrictions have made it more difficult for areas across the country to meet growing housing demand. We will need continued wage and economic growth and regulatory reform to mitigate affordability constraints. Realtors were most pleased to hear Commissioner Montgomery addressed FHA efforts to finalize a new rule surrounding condominium policies. NAR supports the proposed revisions to FHA's current condominium policies, including allowing owner occupancy level determination on a case-by-case basis, allowing up to 45% commercial space without documentation, and implementing a 5-year approval period for project certification. The Commissioner confirmed they are in the process of revising a condominium project approval requirements to get to the final rule and update the policies. He anticipates the updated regulations will be more flexible, less prescriptive, and more reflective of the current market than existing provisions, and may also include single-unit approvals for loans that meet HUD standards for unapproved projects, allowing HUD to set the specific percentage. Montgomery added that the final rule is currently under review by the Office of Management and Budget, and he said believes the end of the process is right in sight. We hope he is right, and we look forward to the final ruling. Back to you, Angelica.
Thank you, Erika. We hope that you've had a chance to visit our newly remodeled site at rsar.realtor and take advantage of the Make Reno Home link located at the bottom of the main landing page. MakeRenoHome.org was created as a resource for you to share with your clients on what makes Reno the best place to live. That wraps up our To The Point reporting, recapping the numbers of May 2019. Be sure to join us each month for the latest trends and insights on the real estate market in Northern Nevada. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, RSAR Realtors, so that you never miss an update. I look forward to seeing you next month, where we will be on the street of our state capitol to discuss the final results of this legislative session.